Here, the first stage is lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is nothing but scanning our program left to right and identifying each and every keyword. The keyword we are calling it as tokens or lexemes or patterns. In reading those values and expanding into a syntactically correct statement. Syntactically correct statement అంటే if statement కావచ్చు, while statement కావచ్చు, for statement కావచ్చు. ఆ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేయడంలో that particular process we are calling as syntax analysis phase. In the syntax analysis phase, in what way we are doing is we are following leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. In doing the leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation, we are using the set of productions. అంటే గ్రామటికల్ గా ఒక్కొక్క ప్రొడక్షన్ ఒక్కొక్క టైప్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనుకోవచ్చు. ఒక ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనుకుందాం, ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ వైల్ అనుకుందాం, ఒక ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏమో ఫర్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనుకుందాం. ఆ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి అనేది ప్రొడక్షన్ రూల్స్ లో మనకు రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నాయి. సో ఇన్ కన్వర్టింగ్ ఇన్ టు దట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ వీ స్టార్ట్ విత్ ద స్టార్ట్ సింబల్ అండ్ ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ ఆ స్టార్ట్ సింబల్ తో స్టార్ట్ అయ్యే ప్రొడక్షన్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, ఏ స్టేట్మెంట్లు ఉన్నాయి, ఓకే అని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకుని ఒక్కొక్కటి ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఫైనల్ గా మనకి కావాల్సిన రిక్వైర్డ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ వచ్చిందా లేదా. ఆ స్టేట్మెంట్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏమిటంటే ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇన్ ద లెఫ్ట్ మోస్ట్ డెరివేషన్, రైట్ మోస్ట్ డెరివేషన్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐఎమ్ షోయింగ్ హియర్, up to this the third part, minus in brackets e plus e same undi. But only thing is whenever finally we are expanding it to our required statement, whether to identify whether it is a if statement or if else statement, if else later, okay. So if you are dealing with the leftmost non-terminal, okay, and going towards right, we call it as a leftmost derivation or some grammars, okay, or some methods. We are using rightmost derivation. If you are using the rightmost derivation, after the third step, we identify the rightmost non-terminal e and replace it with id. ఇవి రెండు మెథడ్స్. ఈ రెండు మెథడ్స్ ని we are using in parsing the tree, okay, syntax identification కోసం. ఈ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఈ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ వాల్యూస్ ని we are calling as sentinels. These intermediate values we are calling it as a sentinels. Then we are identifying the ambiguity. Ambiguity అంటే ఏమిటంటే మనం ఇఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కానీ, ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కానీ, వైల్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కానీ, డూ వైల్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కానీ మనం కంపేర్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ గ్రామర్ ని మనకు కావాల్సిన స్టేట్మెంట్ లోకి కంబైన్ ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, if you are converting into a tree form, all whatever the conversion it is, whether the leftmost derivation, rightmost derivation, whatever the derivation, it has to create only one tree only, okay. 100% tree, left side nodes, right side nodes అన్ని కూడా సేమ్ ఒకటే జనరేట్ అవ్వాలి. ఒకటే జనరేట్ అయితే there is no ambiguity. Otherwise, for the same grammar, same statement, you can treat each and every production as if statement or while statement or for statement. For any statement, if you are identifying two different parse trees, we call these trees as parse trees, okay. Then we can say there is an ambiguity in the grammar. There is an ambiguity in the grammar, okay. So that ambiguity may leads to different results sometimes, okay. So for these ambiguities we need to eliminate wherever necessary, okay, right there. Now in the till the previous grammar we are identifying it as a context free grammar, whereas when come to the we see some other type of grammars also. We are having the one more type of grammar is called as regular grammar, okay. What is the difference between regular grammar and context free grammar is, if we are converting the context free grammar into the regular grammar we are having all the productions are restricted to one of the following forms. It is restricted to one of the following forms. In the context free grammar, the productions can be in any form. These productions can be in any form, E plus B, E into E, uh, at the combination of terminals and non-terminals. Okay, any number. Basically, any number of non-terminals or any number of terminals can be present on the right hand side. If you are using the regular grammar, there is a restriction how to be on the right side of each and every production, each and every production. So if you are identifying here every functional dependency or every production, it is looking like a functional dependency for us. We also call here as productions. Every production is having some form. Em form ante A derives alpha beta. Alpha is nothing but maybe set of terminals or non-terminals or anything. Say for example only simply terminals. Okay. But only thing is it contains only one terminal symbol, only or one non-terminal symbol. That non-terminal symbol is at the end. Okay. That means we are expanding from the left to right, but it contains only one non-terminal in the form alpha b. A derives alpha b. Alpha ఒక నాన్ టెర్మినల్ ఉంటుంది ప్రొడక్షన్ లో ఫైనల్ గా we need to convert. It contains one and only one non-terminal. Okay. So what is the difference here? Here there is no ambiguity now. Here there is no ambiguity. Whether we need to take leftmost B or rightmost B or in what form you need to expand. Here we are having only one B. Or we are having one more form. A derives W. Okay. Where what is the meaning of this W means? It is a combination of terminals or non-terminals. Okay. That means finally it is or it can be the W can be a sequence of one or more number of non-terminals or terminal symbols. Okay. W is in the form of one or more number of terminal symbols. Terminal symbol finally we are stopping with that particular thing. Non-terminal అంటూ ఉంటే ఒకటే నాన్ టెర్మినల్ రైట్ మోస్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది, దాని ముందు సెట్ ఆఫ్ టెర్మినల్ సింబల్స్ ఉంటాయి. అదర్వైజ్ ద డబ్ల్యూ కెన్ బి ఏ సెట్ ఆఫ్ 0 ఆర్ మోర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టెర్మినల్స్. అంటే ఫిక్స్డ్ గా అక్కడ స్టాప్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే. There is no more than one non-terminal symbol in any production. So sometimes this W can be, because we are showing it as 0 or more number of terminals, or this W can be simply epsilon. Ante A can be stopped there itself. A can be stopped itself. The difference between this production and the previous production are containing in any combination one or more number of non-terminal symbols. Whereas here we are converting into such fashion. Finally, each production is having only one and only one terminal non-terminal symbol preceded by set of non-terminals. This terminal can be easily replaced later. Okay. Or the W is a string. A W is a string, a combination of one or 0 or more number of terminal symbols. Okay. Right. The only thing is one of the special production is it may contain null production also. Null production means a null symbol can be appear on the right side of a production. That non-terminal A can be terminated with null symbol. This grammar is called as regular grammar. Okay. In the context-free grammar, it can have any set of combinations, whereas in the regular grammar, it is with some restrictions. So why is this production we are useful is this regular grammar specifies only regular sets This regular grammar can represent only regular sets, that is nothing but combination of terminal symbols, so that we can easily identify the required token. Okay, the regular grammar is you are using later in here. Okay, now once again come back to the syntax analysis phase. Once again we'll come back to the syntax analysis phase. So in the syntax analysis, what we have, because we started with the parsers, then we covered two types of grammars: context-free grammar and regular grammar. Okay. In the syntax analysis phase, what we are doing is we are analyzing the source program, check whether it is conforms or whether it is matching with the source language syntax. Source language syntax means all the required statements to determine whether it is in the required space structure or not. Okay, right. So this phase is we identifying into lexical analysis. It identifies the number of stream of tokens. Then we are identifying as the parser. That is the topic of the module number 2. Okay. In the next class, we start with a specific parser. Okay. This parser is determining the structure of the particular statement, or based on the maybe context-free grammar or any other grammars or any other grammar. So what is the meaning of parser first? A parser is a process of analyzing continuous stream of input. A parser is nothing but it is a process of analyzing continuous stream of input or input tokens in order to determine grammatically all the structures or all the previous tokens are merged together to form a production in the grammar, to form a formal production in the formal grammar. Okay, ఏదైతే లెక్సికల్ అనాలిసిస్ నుంచి టోకెన్స్ అన్ని వస్తున్నాయో వీఆర్ ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ ఇన్ సమ్ ఆర్డర్ అండ్ ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ all these tokens are in the structure of given grammar. Okay, so parsing is process of analyzing the input stream in order to identify grammatical structure. For a parser is the process of analyzing given input stream of tokens into grammatical structure. Okay, right. Then what is the meaning of parse tree? Parse tree is nothing but if it is the analysis, the process of analysis. Parsing is the process of analysis. Parse tree is the grammatical representation of the derivation. Derivation means the previous grammatical structure. Graphical representation of the grammatical structure or derivations is called as parse tree. అంటే పార్సింగ్ లో ఏవే ప్రాసెస్ లో మనం అనలైజ్ చేస్తున్నామో ఒక గ్రామటికల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉందా లేదా అనేది దానికి ఒక గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషనే పార్స్ ట్రీ. ఈచ్ ఇంటీరియర్ నోడ్ ఆఫ్ ద పార్స్ ట్రీ is nothing but non-terminals, and each children of the node or all leaf nodes are terminals. All leaf nodes are terminals. All intermediate nodes are non-terminals. Parse tree lo, parse tree is nothing but a graphical representation of the derivation or grammatical structure or final productions or productions. Okay, sequence of productions where here intermediate nodes are nothing but non-terminals. Intermediate nodes are non-terminals, and whereas leaf nodes are terminal symbols. Okay, finally terminal nodes are leaf nodes are terminal symbols. Okay, so always here children of a particular node can be terminals or non-terminals. Children of any node, say for example here in case of the intermediate nodes only, it can be terminals or non-terminals. If you are detecting any child node as terminal, definitely it is a leaf node. If it is a non-terminal, definitely some more derivation is there. Okay, right. So the thing is, for example, we'll see how we are creating the parse tree. In the previous case, I just shown uh, the particular production parse tree only for representing ambiguity. Now we'll see a parse tree is a graphical representation, right? So let the production P is something, okay, right? Here the thing is, we want to create a structure plus we want to check A into B plus C. See, let A into B plus C is our required statement. Say, for example, it is in the form of if statement or while statement or whatever thing it is. Like the way we are identifying the whether the given string is in the language or not in the flat language. Here also, let A into B plus C is our required structure or statement, okay, or string. For it, we are going to create a tree parse tree for using the grammar or using the productions in the grammar, right? How we are going to start with this particular thing? First of all, we are going to identify. We want to identify A into B plus C. So even if you are starting with the first two parts, we are identifying here. We need A. Finally, we need B. Then we need C. All these three can be identified using the V. So we are identifying how V can be derived. We can see how V can be derived. So the first thing is we need two terminals joined with two non-terminals joined with a terminal symbol. So we need to identify a suitable production. We need to identify a suitable production. So we need to start with a production that we can identify A into B, A into B, right? Or even we can identify a structure A into B as one part and C as another part, okay, right? So here in this particular diagram, it is identified A into B as one part plus C is another part. So the suitable structure is E. Start symbol is E. The start symbol E is replaced by E plus T. Here the plus sign is there. Okay. So it is nothing but E plus T. E is replaced by E plus T. Okay. So we identified this production and this is the starting symbol. For this particular starting symbol, we identified a production which is suitable for this one. Okay. Of course, there is an ambiguity here. Okay. We are not concentrating on the ambiguity. How to deriving the positive only we are seeing. Okay. So this plus sign is to be here, right? Then this T, if you are seeing this particular T, this T can be replaced by F. Okay. One more we are having for the T productions. Here non-terminal T means the T how you can derive to V. That T can be replaced by F. F can be replaced by V. Then V can be replaced by C. Okay. So that is the reason here we identified T is equal to F production. T is equal to F production. Okay. So this T is replaced by F. Okay. We got F. Then still we need to identify the C. We need B. The V can be identified by F derives B. F derives B. So F is replaced by V. So we got here. Then B is replaced by C. Finally, we are getting C here. This is C here. Okay, right. So we got this particular symbol. Of course, this plus sign is also already available here. Okay, this plus sign is already available here. Then finally, we are having E. Now we need A into B. So we are having a production. This E can be replaced by some other suitable example. Okay, we identified one more productions here. How we are going to replace this E with other forms. This E can be replaced by some other production, maybe the T. Okay, here it is mixed here. Okay, this to be in the bottom. This E is replaced by T. We got this particular thing. Then T is replaced by T into F. T is replaced by T into F. Okay, so we got the multiplication sign here. We got multiplication sign here. Then the T is replaced by, once again, this F. F is replaced by V. V is replaced by A. Then this F can be replaced directly with the V. The V is replaced by B. So finally, what it is containing? A, multiplication sign here, B, here plus sign is there. These are the all leaf nodes. We are identifying all leaf nodes. A into B plus C. This is the form. Okay. Once again, I will read and I will show you it is once again. Okay, it is clubbed here when I copied here. Okay, right. This is the way we need to create a that parse tree. Okay, right. Now we simply I will show for this particular time only a couple of slides only. What is the in what way you can create this parse trees? We are having the two different types of creating the parse trees. Okay, like any programming language, we are having the two approaches: top-down approach and bottom-up approach. Object-oriented programming languages are bottom-up approach, whereas general structure programming languages are top-down approach. Here also we are having the two different approaches. One is top-down approach, another is bottom-up approach. Top-down approach and bottom-up approach. Okay, in the top-down approach, the parser start with tree root. That means we start with starting production value. We start with the start production value and applying the productions forward to apply the non-terminals into strings. Applying non-terminals into strings. Here, what we identified, we started with the start symbol E. Finally, all non-terminals are replaced with the terminal symbols. All non-terminals are replaced with the టెర్మినల్ సింబల్స్ అంటే స్మాల్ కేస్ లెటర్స్ లో కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోయాయి. ఇప్పుడు అన్ని లీఫ్ నోట్స్ అన్ని కూడా టెర్మినల్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్స్ అని టెర్మినల్స్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోయాయి. ఆల్ నాన్ లీఫ్ నోట్స్ ఆర్ టెర్మినల్ సింబల్స్, ఆల్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ నోట్స్ ఆర్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్స్. ఓకే, ఆల్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ నోట్స్ ఆర్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్స్, ఆల్ లీఫ్ నోట్స్ ఆర్ టెర్మినల్ సింబల్స్. ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ను we call it as a top down approach. Okay, a parser can be start with some star symbol and try to transform it into input string and transform into input string. మనకు కావాల్సిన ఇన్పుట్ స్ట్రింగ్ కనుక సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా జనరేట్ అయితే we can say that particular string is in our given language, else it is not in the given language. Okay, example is LL parsers. LL parsers. Okay, I will tell you what is the meaning of L or what. Okay, L. This there are the difference between these two L. I will tell you later. Till now we identified only the second L. The second L is nothing but leftmost derivations. Leftmost derivations. Okay, it uses leftmost derivation. Okay, right. Other thing is a bottom-up parsers. Other type of parser is called as bottom-up parser. The bottom-up parser builds the tree starting with the leaves using in the production in the refers order to identify a string of symbols that can be grouped together. A parser can start with input. We are starting with input and attempt to rewrite into the start symbol. Example is LR parsers. We are going to learn now LL parser and LR parser. In the LR parser, R means rightmost derivation. అంటే రైట్ మోస్ట్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ ని రీప్లేస్ చేసుకుంటూ వస్తాము. ఓకే, ఇన్ బోత్ కేసెస్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఆఫ్ డెరివేషన్ ఈస్ డైరెక్టెడ్ బై ద స్కానింగ్ ద సింబల్స్ ఇన్పుట్ సీక్వెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ లెఫ్ట్ టు రైట్, వన్ సింబల్ ఎఫ్ ఎట్ ఏ టైమ్. ఓకే, అంటే ఈ ఫస్ట్ ఎల్ ఏం చెప్తుందంటే reading the input from left to right. Reading input from left to right. The second L is specifying leftmost derivation we are using in this particular thing. Leftmost derivation we are using. Reading input from left to right and rightmost derivation. Okay. This is the parsers. The position of parser is like here source program, lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is giving the tokens. Then parser is taking all these tokens and it is attempting to convert the parse tree. Finally, the parse tree will be given as input to the next phases. Once the token is over, the parser will ask the next token. It will use the symbol table as input. Okay.